Searching for the origins of human life and civilization 9. Tonight I continue with the 9th lecture. Let us revisit this branching chart, which concerns a great migration of a people. In 2015, when Premier Li Keqiang of the State Council visited Peru, a local Peruvian Chinese approached him, shook his hand, and said, "We are fellow townsmen." He said that he was an Yin person. Premier Li Keqiang found this very strange and asked him, "We usually call ourselves Han people or Tang people. How can you call yourself an Yin person?" He explained that they were descendants of ancestors from the Shang Dynasty. When the Zhou overthrew the Shang, an Yin general led 150,000 soldiers and their families. In order to escape the massacre by the Zhou, the entire group crossed the ocean and arrived in Peru. They brought with them Huaxia cultural relics and treasures. After arriving in Peru, they took root and became local indigenous people. These Yin people established what later became Peru's Inca Empire. Let us first look at the emblem of the Inca Empire. This is the sacred emblem of the Peruvian Inca civilization. When we compare the sacred emblem of the Liangzhu culture with that of the Inca Empire, it is very clear that there is a lineage and inheritance from Liangzhu. This Hongshan stone slab painting also records evidence that the ancestors of the Hongshan culture once crossed the ocean to Peru. This is a Peruvian artifact await. This kind of gold sheet garment has the same cultural lineage as the gold-threaded jade burial suits of Huaxia emperors. This clay sculpture of a general's head looks unmistakably Chinese. Perhaps this figure represents that Yin general of the time. These are all Chinese faces. There are also masks carved from turquoise, which share the same cultural lineage as the jade masks of the Hongshan culture. The local indigenous people of Peru all possess facial features resembling those of the Huaxia Chinese. When we look at these stone sculptures, do they seem familiar? These stone figures represent the cultural inheritance of the first generation of the round-eyed people of the Hongshan culture. Let us look at two more Peruvian artifacts. Since the local indigenous people all claim to be descendants of the Shang Dynasty Yin general, I have even more reason to believe that this group of Yin people not only came from the Shang Dynasty, but that an earlier branch descended from Hongshan ancestors had already migrated to Peru before the Yin general. When comparing Inca culture with that of the Shang Dynasty, the Inca culture appears even more primitive and ancient. This is because many indigenous people still dressed in this manner, which more closely resembles people of the Hongshan period. Moreover, the headdresses they wore can also be found in Hongshan culture. This 65 cm long Hongshan jade piece depicts a dancer who already wears such a headdress. This Hongshan jade panel painting shows a Hongshan mare person, also wearing this type of headdress. This type of Native American headdress had already appeared during the Hongshan cultural period. The ancient headdresses of the Inca Empire are the same as those of the Hongshan culture. Based on all these cultural inheritances, I have reason to believe that the earliest indigenous people of Peru were truly a branch descended from the Hongshan culture. They arrived in Peru even earlier than the Yin general. This branch of Hongshan descendants took root in Peru and lived peacefully. Perhaps some people returned multiple times to the Central Plains to interact with the Shang people and to trade daily necessities from the Central Plains to Peru. Thus, there had already been exchanges with the Shang dynasty. When the Zhou intended to exterminate all the soldiers under the Yin general, they already knew that Peru was a place with a large population of Huaxia people. In order to avoid being massacred, they fled to Peru, merged with the local Hongshan branch, and together formed the Peruvian people and established the Inca Empire. Historical records also suggest that during the Shang dynasty, a very powerful army of approximately 150,000 people indeed disappeared. Therefore, when we study all these elements together, we can understand that one branch of the Hongshan culture migrated to Peru. One day, we will combine more research with local governments so that the world may come to understand the greatness of the Hongshan culture and the transmission of its civilization.